centering process and just get a cylinder so that I can show you how to get different shapes with that. Oop, help if my wheel was turned on.
She makes it look so easy.
See how she doesn't
And
get
it's centered, right?
she doesn't get a big foot either.
We're just big feet people. What can you say?
Okay, so once it's centered, we sometimes I don't quite make it deep enough the first time, so I go back and I kind of do that part again. But I'm not using my thumb anymore. I don't know, it just doesn't feel right, so now I'm using my middle finger. And if you guys want to come closer, you can. That's easier for you. It is so itchy. Okay. So then we'll
I can see her.
make a cylinder. Well, I didn't need to do this yet. Now we'll come up the wall. So slowly laying the seed down.
I feel like you do it so fast when it goes up.
I am doing it fast.
Okay, just because you know what you're doing.
I guess
Because
so.
if I do it that fast, it's not
Yeah.
I like that shape.
And it's not that good when I do it that fast either. It's a big
It's all over the
disaster.
I'm also doing it fast just to get to the point
To
of the
the
demo.
Gotcha.
Like, I wouldn't advise people to, I wouldn't teach going this fast. If you can, that's great.
Forgot to shush the chicken.
Ugh, thank you. I
Britt's
do
gonna
forget
call you
that.
out on it.
I forget to do that a lot.
The only part I'm really good at.
You shush that chicken.
So, when I was 19, I went to Turkey, and we went to like a local potter, and he said that first of all, he didn't have electricity, and he wasn't throwing on a wheel. He was throwing on a tree stump that they had cut flat, and they built this like kick wheel sort of thing. So it was all on a kick wheel. The tree stump was not even, and he threw the most beautiful, magnificent things I've ever seen. And he said that one technique that his father taught him, because it's like a family trade, was that you can only pull up 3 times, and that's it. And they would make things like this tall. 3 pulls, no more. Otherwise, it's not worth your time, essentially, because they're pumping out like hundreds of pieces. So I was like, oh my god. And that's always been like,
for you.
yeah, right. It's been like a mini goal of mine. Keep it in the back of my head, like 3 pulls. And I feel like I'm just now starting to get to a place where sometimes I can do that, but not really. I mean, depending on the shape, definitely
Are
not.
you pressing with the fingers on the inside?
Nope. Nope, they're just kind of there. They're just kind of there to like create support. I'm really only pushing with the inside. But now I'm going to create that shape. So
Which one are you doing?
I'm gonna first go out. So
So you're gonna make it
The
look
belly
bulbous?
out.
Yeah.
Like belly.
Yep.
Hot belly.
Exactly.
It's a
So
hot belly pop.
once we start with the cylinder. I'm just gonna push out. So you never want to just decide like, okay, now I want it to be wider, so I'm just gonna like, boop, make it wider. It's always a pulling motion. So you start at the bottom. Notice now at this stage, I can't have my elbow down, so it's up in the air. And my hands are not touching anymore. But what I do to kind of steady this arm instead of having it flop all over is I like keep it tight to my body. And then I create this little like awkward claw. You just kind of go
Like a little
in.
T-Rex with no arms.
Exactly.
Little
So
baby arm.
I don't know if I mentioned this, but I have this habit of just dumping like a tiny bit of water on the top before I make a pull. So start at the bottom. I'm not really doing much right now, but now I'm going to start pushing out with my inside hand. So I'm adjusting the balance of pressure again. Kind
Now,
of like,
Sabrina, when you, alright, so say you are pushing out with the inside hand,
Mhm.
do you ease up on the outside hand?
Yep.
Okay.
Otherwise,
So
if
it's
you
like
di-
a tug,
exactly.
yin yang.
Yep. And if you
Okay.
didn't, then you would be making the walls thinner.
Gotcha.
If you didn't like ease up with the outside hand.
Okay.
But notice that I'm making small baby movements to get to the shape I want. I'm not doing like whoop all at once.
But you are making it a little bit thinner, aren't you, for pushing it out?
I guess technically yes. So if you have a plan to make like the most dramatic belly shape, you have to leave it pretty thick before you do that. I don't have that plan right now.
So really the whole thing is kind of a yin and the yang with both hands.
Yeah.
Like, it's getting both hands
Definitely.
to like work together.
Yep.
It's hard for me.
So just keep doing
That's so
that.
neat.
Oh, that's so cool.
And you can, I encourage people to like push it and see how far you can go. And if it flops, it flops. You can do it again.
Are you easing up as you get back up then? So you're pushing and then, because it looks like it's doing a little bit of this thing. A
Yeah.
little bit.
Yep.
So you don't push as much when you get to the top.
Yes, exactly. I'm
Because otherwise
stopping
it'd
around
be
this
more like
place.
flary, like
Mhm.
almost like a
Yep.
fluted.
Which you can also.
I actually like that. I love. There's bowls out there that when I was going to the bathroom, I saw they're like.
Yeah.
I love that
Pretty.
fluted look.
I think it would look nicer. I'm aiming for almost like a spear.
Your wheel all around there is so clean compared to mine would be completely covered in clay all over.
Which
I don't know how you keep
Here?
it so
It's
clean
so
all
messy.
around. No, all around your
oh, well, I just started.
That's
You've been throwing for like an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't feel you're messy.
So that's
I felt bad. She's like, look how clean she is.
I'm a disaster. I'm worse than all of you.
all right. So
I love that
we
shape.
I
have
do too.
that.
All
And
right, we're
now,
all gonna make one of those next.
Oh yeah.
and then give it a good undercut. Get really.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I can't even do
That just takes practice. You're
I
gonna
struggle
screw
with
it up
that.
a lot. It just is
Why
part
is
of
that
it.
part so
I know.
hard? I do feel like
Yeah,
I
like look
struggle
at
with
mine's
It's-
that.
got like a wonky foot on mine.
Mine
Yeah,
just does like this
mine
little
too.
swiggle and leaves it all on
That's what mine
attached
does
to it
too.
still.
Yeah, it's just awkward. It's just a weird, awkward thing that we don't do in our everyday lives. So it feels weird, but then you get a hang of it, and you're like, it's actually not that hard.
That would be a perfect ice cream bowl for my husband.
Oh,
Ice
that-
cream
that
bowl.
big?
I'm
Ice
thinking
cream
of
bowl.
vase.
Wow. That's
How
a
much
lot of ice cream.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
like Chad. He and Chad need to
That's
get
a lot of
together.
ice cream.
That's what I was thinking.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
that's
a
like a-
wine glass.
I was thinking of vase.
Okay, so when you're done, make sure there's no water on the inside. Make sure the rim is not sharp. You have the shape you want. You can also I don't know, you can do a whole bunch of things. You could create some lines. Use your finger.
That's kinda
Like
cool.
a rim. Clean that up. anyone have a wooden rib tool?
Right here, do you know what that is?
This,
Yep.
What is that called?
A wooden rib tool. And this one is a metal rib tool.
What's the difference between the metal and the wood?
They just have different functions. So this
Okay.
is much stronger. This is usually used, I honestly don't use it much for throwing on the wheel because it's dangerous. It slips out of your hands really easily and it cuts you really easily. So I could use it, the way that you hold it is 3 fingers on one side and your thumb on the other. You kind of give it like a slight bend,
Oh, okay.
and that bend just smooths things out.
could you do it though with that red thing too?
But yeah, this works better, it's safer.
Yeah,
These
this
red
one,
ribs are
yeah.
so
I
much
get cut
nicer.
enough on
Yeah, like I have a bigger, my red one is bigger.
Yeah,
That maybe you could do it with this one.
yeah, it's much, the rubber rib tools are way nicer than these, but these work really well for slab building. If you're condensing a slab out. So, anyway, what other fun things could we do with this? Could utilize this interesting shape here, and maybe like, I don't know if I'm gonna hate this, but let's find out. Make some sort of,
And you're putting pressure on the inside at the same time?
no, it wasn't for that one. Oh, so you made
Yeah,
it.
you know what, Ange, that's helping me. I don't know if it'll help you. Like every time I'm like pushing with one, I'm like, don't push with that one.
I don't know, I'm just playing
Like
around.
it's
Yeah,
almost like
yeah.
one at a time.
Yeah.
Like that's in my head. I keep going. If I'm pushing this way, don't,
Right, leave the other one.
yeah.
No,
That's
it's
helping
not a
me a
sphere
lot.
at all. But you'll notice it's starting to get wonky.
Yeah.
So it's kind of at the end, and I actually hate the shape, but
I liked it when it was.
I liked it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I thought
Yeah.
I've seen people like take this and put it on the inside to shape it. Do you ever do that?
you can. You mean to open something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I don't do that, but other people do.
it seems like it's easier with your hands, like you do.
That's what I think. But everyone, I don't know.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a different way of doing something. So that's that.
You didn't put water on it.
She's over it. She's not keeping it.
She's not keeping it.
I'm not gonna keep it. Let's cut it in half, because that's fun. Also, this is a really good thing to practice with if
If you don't like.
Cutting it in half?
If you don't like something, yeah, and even if you do like something, just cutting it in
I know,
half
Sabrina,
and
I'm not
seeing
willing
like,
to
how did
Yeah,
I do?
know.
How did I do? So the walls are pretty good thickness, and like this here is normal, like the little thickness on the bottom. That's, you can get away with, or you can get rid of it when you trim later. So that's fine. Yeah, okay, that's one shape down. Let's do the other one.
Mine, you're right.
You're so damn skinny.